Hello guys, good afternoon. You are welcome to YouTube channel, the Explicit to Us. So let's discuss what we have today. In today's topic, we shall be treating stoichiometry part 2. In the part 1 of this topic, I've given us the various formulas we need to solve questions on this topic. And of course, we treated some questions, and today we are going to be solving more questions on stoichiometry, okay? So take note of that. It is very, very important. Now, the first question here says, from the reaction below, that is the reaction of calcium carbide, reaction of calcium carbide with water to produce calcium hydroxide and C2H2. All right, is equation balanced? Okay, I think I'll put two at the back of this place. I don't have time to start looking at whatever. Okay, so they said from the reaction, calculate the volume of ethane. This ethane, where is it? This ethane produced at STP from 3.3 gram of what? Calcium carbide. That is 3.2 gram of ethane, which is C2H2. Then they said calculate the volume of ethane produced at STP from 3.2 grams of calcium carbide, which is this very idiot. I gave us in the initial class the number of moles is equals what? Mass of calcium carbide now over the molar mass. Over what? The molar mass. From the question, they gave us 3.2 gram of calcium carbide. The molar mass wasn't given, so let's look for it. Calcium is 40, but carbon is 12. 12 times 2, you have what? 24 plus 24. I'm going to be having what? 64. So I have 64. So 3.2 divided by, excuse me. So 3.2 divided by 64, I'll have 0.05 gram. 0.05 gram. 0.05 what? Gram. They said we should calculate for the volume at S. Okay, is it gram? Oh no, mole. Sorry, mole. Sorry, it's mole now. What's wrong with me? Now that is the first approach. The second approach is carbide was mentioned in the question, and ethane was also mentioned in the question. So we don't have any business to do with water and calcium hydroxide. It therefore means that one mole of calcium carbide will produce how many mole of this? You have one mole of ethane. All right. It therefore means that 0.05 mole of produce how many mole? X mole. All right. So what do? You cross multiply. So this times this is something as this divided by this something as this. Therefore, number of moles is equals what? 0.05 mole. They said at STP, we should calculate for the volume. At STP, they gave us the gram molecular atom to be 22.4 dm cube. So with this, food is ready. Number of moles is what? You have number of moles as given in our previous class is equals what? CV over what? 22. Sorry, I just said V. Volume over what? 22.4 dm cube. Number of moles here now is what? 0.05. So I have 0.05 equals number of mole isn't given, so I'll just use X divided by what? 22.4. Therefore means that 0.05 times 22.4 is equals, so X volume now is equals what? 1.12 dm cube. So that is the answer. That is the answer, 1.12 dm cube. So this is the volume of I think Etina, right? Yes. Where's the calculate the volume of it? Yes, that is the volume of what? Etine. Please follow it step by step. The mass of this was given. You do it mass by molar mass. You have this from the equation. 1 mole will give what? 1 mole of this. What will this mole give? We don't know, but we had what? 0.05 mole. Now at STP, I told us that n is equals volume over this. Number of mole is 0.05. Then the volume is what we are looking for. X over what? This. You now have what? This as your answer. I believe it is understood. Sorry, let me get the board wiper. So number two said calculate the number of oxygen molecules. Calculate the number of oxygen molecules required to convert 7. Oh God, what is this? Required to convert 7.50 dm cube of sulfur oxide measured at STP. I'll take it again. Calculate the number of oxygen molecules required to convert 7.50 dm cube of SO measured at STP, standard temperature and what? Pressure. I have SO2 react with what? Oxygen to produce what? Sulfur 6 oxide. Alright, okay, put 2 at the back of this place now, put 2 here. So we have 6, so it is balanced. So calculate the number of oxygen molecules required to convert 7.50 dm cube of sulfur oxide measured at what? STP to SO3. Now, do not forget that STP, that number of moles is equals what? Volume over, it was given in dm cube, so we are using what? GMA, that is grand molecular what? Atom. The volume is what? 750 over what? 22.4. So 7.50 divided by 22.4, I'll have 0.33 mole. 0.33 what? Mole. Then from the equation, it means that 2 moles of SO2 will produce how many mole of SO3? 2 moles of SO3. Then how many mole of this will produce? How many mole of this will be formed here? It means that we have 0.33 mole of SO2 will produce what? X mole of what? SO3. What do you do next? You cross multiply. So this, which means that number of moles equals this times this, which means that X mole now is equals this times this, that is 2 times 0.33 divided by what? 2 mole. And how does 0.33 times 2 equals 0.66? 0.66 divided by 2, I'll have 0.33 mole. 0.33 mole. What did you hear in the said? Calculate the number of oxygen molecules. In our previous class, I told you whenever you hear the word number of molecules or number of particles. It is giving us number of moles is equals what? Number of oxygen molecule now, right? Over what? Avogadro's number, which is 6.02 times 10 raised by what? 23. You can see that. That's why formulas are very important. Number of moles gotten is what? 0.33. Are you sure it's 0.33 equals, right? Equals what? I'll use x. Then Avogadro's number is what? 6.02 times what? 10 raised by 23. So 0.33 times 6.02 equals 1.9 times 10 raised by what? 23. Alright, so that is what you have the answer to be. Okay, so this is the answer. Alright, this is the answer. Where is okay? That is 1.9 times 10 raised by 23 what? Molecules. Alright, don't, whenever you hear the word molecules, particles, don't stop here. Take your mind to this formula, Avogadro's number, which means that N is equal to number of oxygen molecule or number of molecule over 6.02 times 10 raised by 23. This also equals to number of particles over Avogadro's number. Very, very important. So the answer is what? 1.9 times 10 raised by 23 molecules. All right. So that is for that. Let's solve the next question. You see, it is very, very easy having an in-depth understanding of any topic at all. So I think I will have more striking questions at the back. Okay, now this question says the number of atoms in 1 mole of a substance is equal to the number of atoms in 1 mole of a substance is equal to A, atomic number, B, the Avogadro number, C, the gas constant, D, number of neutrons, and E, number of electrons. I told us that 1 mole is always equals what? Avogadro's number. Therefore, the answer is what? B, Avogadro number. That is for that. The next question is, where's the next question, please? It said, how much of magnesium is required to react with 250 cm cube of, all right? They said how much of magnesium is required to react with 250 cm cube of what? As 250 cm cube of 0.5 HCl. All right. Now, this big letter M here connotes what? Molarity. I told us that concentration is always measured in molarity. They said that how much of magnesium is required to react with what? 250 cm cube of 0.5 molarity of HCl, which means we have to react magnesium with what? HCl. When magnesium is reacted with HCl, we have what? Magnesium chloride plus what? Hydrogen gas. Hydrogen what? Gas. Hydrogen gas. So what do we have there? I think I'll put 2 at the back of this place. Then what is the next one? I think it is balanced now. Okay, good. They said 5 cm cube of whatever. Don't forget, I told us that you have number of moles equals what? CV over what? 1000. I said whenever the volume is given in cm cube, they did not tell us at STP. If it was at STP, it would have been 22.4 dm cube. But they just give us volume, which means we're going to be using, the volume was given in cm cube. It means we must divide by what? 1000. From the question, you have the concentration to be what? 0.5 molarity, 0.5 molarity times the volume, which is 250 over 1000. All right, so I now have 0.5 times 250 divided by 1000. I will have 0.125 mole. I have 0.125 mole. What is the next thing? It means that from the reaction, it means that 1 mole of magnesium, 2 mole of HCl, then how many mole of this will produce for this? That means that 0.125 mole will produce what? X mole. X what? Mole. So it means that we'll cross multiply as usual. Is that not correct? So this times this, I have X equals this times this. That is 0.25, okay, 125, 0.125 times 2. I have 0.25 moles. 0.25 what? Mole. Let me see if okay, that is not, they said wait again. Okay, let me check it, please. Okay, fine. That is what you have it to be. Then the next one is they said we are looking for the how, that is how much of magnesium is, that is how much means what? We are talking of quantity now. It therefore means that number of moles of magnesium is equals mass over what? Molar mass. Stoichiometry could be confusing. Please be careful the way you solve. So number of moles now, we got what? 0.25. 0.25 equals what? The mass is this. Molar mass is what? 24. The molar mass of magnesium is what? 24. It therefore means that 24 times 0.25 equals, that is 0.25 times 24 equals, or if that is 6 gram, all right, that is M is equals what? 6 gram. Let us take it again. It said this of this. So number of this, that is number of moles equals, concentration is 0.5, the volume is this, divided by 1000, you get what? 0.125. All right, so it means that 1 mole of this produce 2 moles of this. Then what will this mole give? That is, you have 0. Is it 0? Where is it now? 0.25 times 2. I don't understand. What am I doing now? Which means something is wrong. Yes, 0.125 times 2 equals, okay, 0.25 is correct. 0.25 mole. 0.25 mole. But number of moles equals mass over molar mass. So this times this, I will have what? 6 grams. Please take note of that. It is very, very important. Then the next one is okay, I'll wrap up this one. So just follow it step by step. You understand it properly. Now the next one says, the number of molecules of carbon 4 oxide, the number of molecules of carbon 4 oxide produced when 10.0 gram calcium carbonate is treated with 0.2 dm cube of what? HCl. So we are going to carry out the reaction. Calco 3, which is calcium carbide, is reacted with HCl to produce what? Calcium chloride plus carbon 4 oxide plus what? Water. Is the equation balanced? I don't think so. So I've put 2 at the back of this place. Okay, it is balanced now. So let us look at the number of carbon 4 oxide was mentioned. Yeah, this one was mentioned. So it means that we are not going to do anything with this, this, and this. I'll read the question again. The number of carbon 4 oxide produced when 10.0 gram of Calco 3 is treated with what? 0.2 dm cube of 1 whatever. So don't forget, we have that number of moles is equals what? Mass over what? Molar mass. Alright, they gave us the mass of this to be 10. That is 10 gram. The molar mass of this should be 100. That is, calcium is 40 plus carbon is 12 plus 16 times 3 is what? 48. 48. You now have what? 100 gram. So divided by what? 100. You now have what? 0.1 mole. 0.1 mole. Alright? You also have that number of moles is equals what? Number of moles is equals CV over, they said the volume was given in dm cube, so we are using 22.4. It was given in dm cube, so we are using what? 22.4. So C from the question is 1, the volume is 0.2 divided by 22.4. So I have this times since I was 0.2, so 0.2 divided by 22.4. Alright, okay. Let me try something. I don't like the figure that I'm getting right now. Okay, since we have gotten this, before I do this, I have now 1 mole of this, 1 mole of Calco 3 will produce 1 mole of CO, and which means that 0.1 mole will produce what? X mole. So this time the same divided by the same thing as mole now is equals what? 0.1 mole. 0.1 mole. I just remember something now. 0.1 mole. Now they said number of particles, right? Is that not what they said just now? Okay, number of molecules. Sorry, number of molecules. Now, number of molecules, as I said before, is equals as number of molecules is equal, that is over what? 0.02 times 10 to the power 23, which is what? The Avogadro's number. Number of moles now, we have to be 0.1 equals number of molecules, which is what we are looking for. The Avogadro's number 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. So let's multiply. So 0.1 times 6.02 equals 0.6 times 10 to the power 23. But you cannot leave we cannot leave an answer like this. Alright, to simplify further, it becomes 6.0 times 10 to the power. This is minus. Alright, so here you have what? Minus 1 because of what? This 0. You now have what? 23. That is 23 minus 1. You have what? 22 molecules. Alright, so that is the answer. 6.00 times 10 raised by what? 22. That is our final answer. The next question, let me check what they got here. Yeah, so the answer is what? C. We got the answer as what? C. So it is very, very correct. So I'll rub off this one. If the answer is not correct, we have to solve again. So it's very important we get an accurate value. The next question. Here's the next question again. Okay, they said the volume of 2.5 moles of oxygen at STP is number of moles. This question is very straightforward. I don't know why this mark. I refilled this markers just now. So they said the volume of 2.5 moles of oxygen at STP is. So the number of moles is at STP. Don't forget volume over 22.4 dm cube, because the options are in dm cube. If the options were in cm cube, I would have changed this place to what? 22400. Now, number of mole was given as what? 2.5. The volume we don't know, x over what? 22.4. So x is equals 2.5 times 22.4 equals 56. So 56 dm cube. What is the answer? What did they get here? 56.0 dm cube. Very, very correct. So that is for that. That is for that. The next one is said calculate the mass of chlorine gas. Calculate the mass of chlorine gas which occupies a volume of where's again 1.12 dm cube. Calculate the mass of chlorine gas which occupies a volume of 1.12 dm cube at STP. What do you get? STP, standard temperature and what? Pressure. Number of moles, you know, is equals what? Number of moles is equals mass over molar mass. Then it's also equals what? Volume over what? STP, right? So 22.4. Now we are looking for the mass. That is M. What is the molar mass of chlorine gas? Chlorine gas, that should be 35.5, right? 35.5 times 2, 35.5, because chlorine is a atomic what element, right? So 35.5 times 2, you have 71, yeah, it's correct. So 71 equals volume 1.12 dm cube, then 2.4 dm cube. What do you have now? It becomes 71 times 1.12 equals 79.52. What do you do next? You divided by 22.4 equals 3.55 gram. So mass is equals what? 3.55 gram. Let me check if the options are here. Yeah, you have it to be 3.55 gram. It is very, very correct. All right, so that is for that. It is very, very easy. Then where can I get for that? I think I've almost solved all the questions here. Okay, yes, a balanced chemical reaction. Okay, a balanced chemical equations obeys the law of dash. A balanced chemical equation obeys the law of dash. A, you have conservation of mass. B, definite proportion. C, multiple proportion. D, conservation of what? Energy. I told us in the initial class that every chemical equation obeys the law of conservation of what? Mass, as stated by Landau and his co-worker in 1906. Do not forget that. So I think we are through for today. Let me see if I'll get more questions. I can't get another question here. So our next class is going to be on molarity. All right. So every question that has to do with stoichiometry in terms of equations, using equations to calculate questions, I believe I've solved more than enough examples. So please endeavor to watch this video properly. You can also do other findings to have a broad knowledge on this topic. So at this point, we'll call it a day. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful day. Please endeavor to subscribe.